Joining us today is fellow NALIPster Roberto Alcázar, a talented producer and writer who has 2 thriving companies in PR, advertising, and film production. He is the founder of EO Integration and partner and creative director at Revolución. Roberto is also NALIP New York's co-president. Roberto, bienvenido.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien,
Gracias
gracias.
por tenerme aquí.
Thank you for being the first interviewee on our first video show.
Thank you very much.
Roberto, tú comenzaste tu carrera en advertising. ¿Puedes hablar un poco sobre eso?
¿Quieres la versión larga o la versión corta?
La que te guste.
Yo empecé en publicidad hace mucho tiempo.
Uh-huh.
Yo estaba estudiando teatro. Yo quería ser actor desde chiquito.
No me digas.
Pero,
yo no sabía eso.
No, pero entonces estaba estudiando teatro en Madrid y para pagar mis clases de teatro a través de mi padre, que es él dibuja cómics para Marvel Comics.
Oh, qué chévere.
Entonces él me consiguió un trabajo as a junior copywriter in an advertising agency so I can pay for my acting classes. And I was like 17, 18 years old. I said, there's a lot of money in advertising. Right. I won't go back to acting. All my acting, friends are starving and I'm making money. So a los 19 años, I didn't care much. So me quedé en publicidad and started my career. Then I moved to Venezuela, back to Venezuela, to work in advertising. I had the opportunity to work in Colombia and in Mexico before coming to the U.S. And then I arrived to the U.S. I live in Dallas. All the time working in advertising. When I came to the U.S. was the first time that I had to work for a market called the Hispanic market, because in any other country, it's just the consumer of that country. But here was like a country within a country, like a consumer, a second-generation consumer, so something very weird that I had to learn from the beginning, starting working in Texas. So for the first time, I was working in a multicultural market, for the Latino market, and it was very weird to me. And, the learning curve was, very appreciated. Me encantó, me encanta. Creo que es uno de los mercados, es el mercado de más potencial.
Sí.
El multicultural. And understanding that Latino market is not about the language.
Right.
It's about the culture.
Roberto, you have 2 companies, EO Integration and Revolución. You started out writing and now you're producing. If we can talk a little bit about, where you're going with them. I was working for a multinational before leaving advertising for a while. When I was doing advertising for this multinational, Gray, I had the instinct of, the opportunity for brands to be integrated in the content of what people wanted to see and not only be present on the 30-second spot in the middle of what I was, watching. At that moment, 2006, it was very hard to convince clients, let's try to integrate brands into content. And you always hear the story of, you want to do your own movie, go and do your own movie. If you work in advertising. So that's what I did. I was a little fed up of, not the business, because I love what I do, about the place maybe where I was. So I decided to live, and I involved myself in writing a documentary about an illegal immigrant in New York that spent almost 10 years illegally in New York and decides to go back to Spain to visit his grandma that was, very old. What's it called? Sorry?
It's called Casi 10.
Casi 10.
Casi 10, almost 10. And that was my first approach to filmmaker. Then after that, I put EO. I built EO as a company. Just to have a business behind that. And then I co-wrote with 3 of my friends a film experiment that is called Supisteria, which happens to be our first feature film. About 16 people that get trapped in a subway car in New York City for 2 days.
Claustrophobic.
And I call it the film experiment because that's what we did. We decided to get 16 actors that they didn't know each other. A great improv actors. We wrote an outline of what we wanted to do with the movie, with the script, and we developed each character. So we give each actor a character, a whole character, but each actor didn't know what was the other character on the subway car. So we
we shot chronologically.
Okay.
So we put all the actors together like they were on in a subway car.
Oh, my God.
We faked the accident, and then they were on their own. So all the movie is improvised. Every single line in that movie is improvised. Every actor had to develop whatever they had inside of that character and start reacting into situations.
That seems
and
intense.
that's what made the movie.
What is EO integration and Revolución? Can you talk to us about what each company does?
Revolución is an advertising agency, multicultural advertising agency here based in New York.
By the way, you've won many awards. Congratulations.
Yes, fortunately we
get bragging
keeping
rights.
winning awards and advertising. And that's a traditional advertising agencies. We have clients. We have HBO Latino. We have Casio. We have Ace Hardware. We have big national accounts. But it follows the business of an advertising agency. We produce advertising for our clients, which at this point involves everything, including branded content, social media, digital, print, TV, so all 360 platforms for each client. But the business model is the one of an advertising agency. The difference between Revolución and EO. Is that where you're going?
Yes. You knew what I was going to ask. Okay.
The difference between Revolución and EO is Revolución is an advertising agency. We get paid a fee or per project, but the client owns the advertising.
Okay.
EO is about films and TV shows and properties that we own, that we can have clients to pay or underwrite the cost of production, but they don't own the property. The property
Okay.
is mine. Or if I sell it to a network, well, I sell it, but I keep the property. In advertising,
It's your
you
equity.
don't own
Right.
the advertising.
Right. What kind of opportunities can Latino filmmakers find in advertising?
As directors,
As coming in as directors
like if
for
you want to
advertising.
direct, most of the ad agencies, most start with the production companies that you want to represent you. It's easy to do research about great production companies. If you have talent and you approach to them and say, I want to do this, I will do it on a spec basis. Sometimes they will put money behind. Most of the time you have to go and shoot your own stuff and prove somebody that you have, that you have the talent to do whatever you're doing. Look for whoever you want to represent you in front of advertising agencies. Advertising agencies, when they look at directors' reels, they look like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever. They have it, they don't have it, they have it, they don't have it, they have it. And they're always looking for the best because the business is not that great. So there's a bunch of great directors doing all kind of jobs because the economic situation is not that good. So you have, great talent that used to do only Nike commercials, pitching, whatever, supermarkets, because, they need to eat. So if you don't know the business aspect, try to find the people who can put it for you, and don't approach people that you're asking to put money behind behind you and your project without knowing what they're looking for.
Right. So do your homework.
Do your homework.
Consider a spec.
Yeah.
And that gets you in the door, and then your work will hopefully
and the spec
stand
could
on
be
itself.
beautiful stories about something. In advertising is your ability to tell short stories. So if you're shooting a 30-second spot, make sure that you tell a story that closes in 30 seconds.
Okay, well, I wanted to congratulate you on the Tonight Show with Lorenzo Parro. Can you talk to us about how that idea came about?
That idea came with Lorenzo. Lorenzo went to my office and pitched me the idea, and he told me, I know nobody's going to do it for me. I've been trying for so long. Nobody wants to do it for me. I want to do this, and I will do this. And I saw this guy. I said, he's going to make it happen. And so we sat together. We started writing. Tonight is the first Latino late night show. Saturdays at midnight. It's the same structure of a late night show, monologue, from, celebrity first, second celebrity, musical act, or stand-up comedy act. So we tape every Monday. We go on air every Saturday. We're trying to take the show to the next level. First, to get a real home for the show on a national basis.
Okay.
Try to have a better time slot, and and hopefully try to, instead of going on air once a week, every Saturday, to have, at least Monday through Thursday at 11. So we're doing everything on our own. We are producing, we're paying our own show, we're supporting our show. We look for the advertisers. We own the show 100%. So right now we're in the position that we're looking for the right house.
Oh, wonderful.
Right home.
Where can people listening or watching this video tune in to find out more information? Your website?
Of course, if they're not in New York, they're going to watch it, when it airs. But we have a YouTube channel, and fortunately we were approached by Urbano TV. UrbanoTV.com, which is this big website like Funny or Die, but in the Latino world. I think one of the partners is John Leguizamo on that Urbano TV. He's behind that for Will Ferrell.
I think he's on the cover of this.
So they are doing the online syndication of the show.
Okay.
And that allows us to be in a lot of outlets like Terra, Batanga, AOL, whoever picks out, the clips of the show. So you can watch clips of every episode. All our guests like Rafa Marquez, Paul Rodriguez, Jimena Sariñana, Jules Santana, Las Chicas de Love, Hip Hop, the VH1. We had Los Amigos Invisibles.
By the way, I saw the show and I loved it. Yeah. Great Format, great talent. Yeah. Lorenzo is increíble. He is so funny.
He's doing great. And I'm very confident that we're going to be, we're going to be able to take the show to the next level very, very soon. Very soon.
Well, that's wonderful. So, Roberto, what productions are you working on now? What can we expect to see within the next few months?
Well, I'm producing tonight.
Aside from tonight.
I'm producing tonight right now. I'm producing another TV show, a fashion reality show that is branded, that is on the ride by a company, by a line of products. Okay. Currently it's for the U.S. Hispanic market, but we're taking it for the whole Latin American market.
What's it called?
It's called Te Busca Katy Cop. It's a fashion reality about a stylist that, a stylist that looks for new upcoming fashion designers, to create designs for her celebrity clients. Like Katy Cop is the stylist of Shakira.
Oh, okay.
Somehow they're best friends. So,
nice. Okay.
And she is the stylist for Jorge Villamizar and for Alejandro Sanz and Paulina Rubio. And
people need to look good.
And people need to look good. So every time that they have an assignment, like, Katy, I'm doing a music video about the Renaissance in Paris. So Katy has to come up with designs and stylists and everything for that.
So are they shooting now? ¿Ya comenzó?
We shot the pilot, the first episode, not that long ago, and now we're waiting for the first 4 episodes for the network to give us a green line to.
Which network?
It's.
Can you share? No, okay, we'll keep it quiet.
Sí, porque después
tune in. We'll disclose it later.
And I'm involved in a small feature film right now. Small because it's going to be huge.
Small short or a feature?
No, it's a feature. It's a feature film. It's called 200 Cartas. It's from Bruno Irizarry, a great actor and director. It's a beautiful story about a New Yorker that never been in Puerto Rico.
You've never been.
Suddenly he finds out he ends up in Puerto Rico looking for the love of his life, going around the island looking for that love. It's a beautiful, beautiful script, and we're producing that. We're set to start shooting August 1st.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
So hopefully by the end of the year, we have something to show.
Oh, I'm excited. Can't wait to see it. Mm-hmm. I have the privilege of sitting with you on the board, so I can't wait to see it.
No, I'll show you.
All right. Well, I think that's a wrap. Is there anything else that you want to discuss?
I'm honored to be here. Gracias por traerme.
I am so happy that you came here. Thank you.
And thank you for the opportunity to be here and to tell a story.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias a ti.